Okay, welcome to the second episode of Bring Your Own Brody / Detention /
Bring Your Own Brody
/ Anyways,
today we have Daniel Moffit. He is a
world-renowned guitar player, skater.
It's not true.
Guitar player, piano musician, teacher.
All-around cool dude.
I appreciate that.
Even has his, I don't know if I could call it his own band, but he's a part of one. And how long have you been in a band? Not even just this one, but in bands in general.
Yeah.
Great question. Since 8th grade, I felt like I've always needed to be in a band.
What was the name of the first band?
Pepto-Bismol. And our logo was literally the complete copyright infringement. A picture of the Pepto-Bismol bottle.
Like the one the pink one?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yep. And it was all pink and yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, we very quickly turned into beginning of the end, and our music got a little bit darker sounding, and then we went from a pink theme to kind of a dark blacks and dark blues.
Yeah. How long were you part of that band?
Well, I don't really remember. These bands lasted anywhere from a few months to a few years. Mind you, the same members were in all of these bands. So it was just the same 4 people, and then we would just change our name.
So is it still the same 4?
No, definitely not.
Okay. How many different people have you gone through throughout the years?
Oh boy, I don't know. It's been quite a few. I'd have to go look at some pictures.
Like 10?
In my photo albums.
10.
I've played with many musicians over the years, and it's not just with bands that I've been a part of. You've got to think of musicals that I've been in, which is like a full pit orchestra. I've played in a few different church groups, and that kind of switches around with different people here and there. And then depending on the style of music that my own bands play, there might be instrumentation. We don't need a keyboard player, so I won't have that keyboard player in the group. It'll be guitar players. So
about 11 is what you're saying. About 11.
Speaking of music and albums, you gotta talk about your album, The Danny Moffit. Stories Changed.
Man, you did some research on me.
Absolutely.
Some things. So
been creeping on you.
My senior year in high school, I decided to do a senior project, which was creating a full-length album. There are 10 songs on it. It is available on iTunes. It was the very, very beginning of I consider my better songwriting days, but still the early time. I've grown up a lot since then, 2006 to now, and I still write music. I am trying to put together songs for an album that should come out sometime in the next 6 months to a year.
Well, my guess is that you definitely got an A on that senior project, correct?
Memory.
Because that song
serves me right. Yes.
Those songs are bon appetit.
Thanks,
What
Brody.
Is that Brody?
Huh?
Is that Brody language?
Yeah, that's like a 10 out of 10 scale.
Oh, okay.
Like they're good songs.
Yeah. I had a good question and then now I don't.
You completely forgot it. How many instruments do you play, man?
Or can you play?
Can I play?
Yeah.
I'd say, guitar is my first and foremost, my very first love of playing instruments. I started playing piano when I was in first grade. Took private lessons for about 7 years with that. Found the guitar and wanted to take guitar a little bit farther than I was interested in doing with piano. So guitar, I did take lessons throughout high school. I did come to UND here in Grand Forks for my education, and I took guitar lessons there. And then I have not taken a guitar lesson from another person since I graduated from UND, and that was in 2011. So it's been a few years. Any type of knowledge that I've gained is something that I've had to do on my own. But anyway, so guitar. And at UND, I had to learn how to play instruments like trumpet, trombone, saxophone, flute, clarinet, violin, upright bass. And I did play trumpet throughout middle school and high school. And French horn.
Trumpet's lame.
No.
No, trombone's the best instrument.
And one of my favorite wind instruments that I played was the mellophone, which is a marching version of the French horn. So the bell faces towards the crowd rather than behind the player. So I've played a lot.
Have you ever met any famous musicians or composers?
Musicians that I've met. Okay, yes, the one musician that I've met, Alan Jackson. I was able to get backstage passes. Yeah, the guy that sings.
Like the country singer?
Chattahoochee, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. No, I gotta know.
Way down yonder. Yeah, that's the one. So, Alan Jackson, I was very young. I was 7 or 8, but I was a very proud and happy 8-year-old
Yeah.
when I got my picture next to that 6'5"
Country
I
country
didn't know
singer.
he was that tall. I thought he was like a short dude.
Definitely not.
No.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it.
He's like
Or
5'4".
Yeah. He's like 4'11". He's like just a half of a human being.
Yeah. Got taken out at the knees. Got taken out of the knees at the age of 12.
Boy. Also, you skate, man. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Skateboard.
Yeah, you know,
I love skateboarding.
You two have a lot in
I
common.
can't say I have found the same. I tried doing it.
Used to longboard.
Let's
around
just say
town.
I ruined a very good pair of shoes. I wiped out really hard and just ripped the laces and just tore the soles off, and it was bad.
The problem, yeah, skate shoes. They make these skate shoes, and I feel like since I started skateboarding in 1998, every shoe company every year is like, this is the longest lasting skate shoe, super durable. It's got these breathable ventilators, and every skateboard shoe that I've ever had wears out the same way. I don't skate any differently just because I'm wearing a different pair of shoes or a different style of shoe. They all, like, I do the same tricks, kick flips and varial flips and that stuff, and it wears in the same spot. And you always get a hole where your pinky's at, pinky toe.
Yeah.
Are you one of those skaters? Is when one of your shoes is so far gone that you have mismatched shoes?
Yes, and the laces are different colors typically. Yeah, and that's a big sign of whether a skateboarder can skate switch or not. Because if I skated switch, kind of the left-handed way of skateboarding, my both shoes would wear equally. But yeah, my left shoe, since I'm a regular skater.
Regular. Not one of those weirdos.
Well, goofy is the other.
Goofy.
Regular or goofy.
Oh, goofy. Okay.
For non-skateboarders, the regular is left foot forward rolling. Goofy skating is right foot forward.
Okay.
It's a very interesting one. Goofy.
Goofy.
With your current band, Paint the Town, how long has that been going on?
Oh boy, is this our 5th year?
I remember seeing you guys in Ralph.
Wasn't that at the Olympic Center?
The Ralph
Last year.
Engelstad. Oh yes, we did play that.
That was
right
last
before
weekend.
COVID. We did the Olympic rink.
Yeah.
And we did like an after hockey game bash.
I was gonna go. Couldn't.
That was fun. That was literally a week before COVID. So that was February.
Yeah.
I remember that Jimmy Eat World solo. That was
a couple of weeks ago.
That was sick.
Freddie.
Yeah, it was Slamabama this time in the Olympic Center.
Oh, sure.
Like a week ago.
Nice.
At the Ralph.
Slamma who now?
Slamabama.
I feel uneducated.
It's a band.
Well, I would have assumed.
Yeah. Where do you think you compare with the rest of the regional bands?
I don't really like to compare. I don't
No,
know.
no
We play
compare.
our own things. We do covers, and we do them. We try to play the songs that we do as close to the original as we can. Me as a guitar player, I try to find pedals that replicate the sounds of the amps that the guitar players used of the songs we do. Certain delays, different effects. Our drummer does the same thing with his electronic kit. If we're playing a dance song, he tries to use a dance type of a sound. Same with our keyboard player. Cool thing that we have that some other groups don't have is we have a lead singer, female lead singer, so she can sing these like 80s hair metal songs.
She hits it hard, bro.
Yeah.
And she can sing higher than what we can. We'd have to be in our falsetto. And it just doesn't happen for us.
Yeah. What is it like playing in front of a crowd?
It's exhilarating. It's you kind of, with things like art and when you play sports, you get similar feelings. You kind of forget that the rest of the world is around you, even though you have a big audience or a small audience, doesn't matter. When you really truly get into the music and you're connecting with the other musicians on the stage, it's a really hard feeling to describe, but you're just kind of in it. You're in that moment, and yeah, nothing can really take you out of it unless you play a wrong chord.
Yeah.
Then you're taken out pretty quickly.
I respect that because I can hardly play in front of my mom and not get embarrassed.
For the people who don't know, how many people in your band and what do they all play?
There are 5 musicians. We have me on guitar and vocals. Our lead singer does all vocals, some tambourine, hand claps, getting the crowd into it. Bass player who also plays synth bass.
Yeah, I saw that. Cool.
Drummer who's doing electronic drums, and then our keyboard player who also does some backup vocals. And then I sing some songs, lead on songs, and keyboard guy plays lead on a few or sings lead on a few. We also have a sound technician, and we feel like having a good sound person that really knows the band, the instruments we use, the equipment that we use, and the songs that we play, he can trigger an effect on a vocal line at the exact moment of a song, or he knows the room that we play in and can EQ the sound system differently. So we consider our sound technician to be a part of our band. So we do have 6 members in the group.
So
We don't have a whole lot of time left.
yeah, I know. I have 2 more questions.
Okay.
Oh boy.
How long do you guys think you have? Like, how much longer do you want to be in this band? Like, do you think you're gonna go for like 10 more years?
I don't know if I've ever gone into starting a band thinking like, okay, this is the 10-year band.
Mm-hmm.
This one's 15
the
years.
bad.
Or we start and be like, oh, give us 8 months. It's not. I don't know. It's hard to think of. We want to play as much as we can. Burnout happens when we gig too much, and if we don't add new songs and we play the same songs over and over again that aren't ours, then it just kind of becomes a weird routine, and it's not as exciting. So when we find out that we're getting to that point, we add some new songs or we change stuff up a little bit. So we'd like to play as long as we can. We're not going to put an end to it just because, it's been 8 years. Sorry, guys.
Have you had burnout?
A little bit. There was a small amount of time where it was just a lot. I was away from my family a lot because when we gig, it's usually out of town for a wedding over a weekend. That's when I have time to be with my family, and they want me to be home as well. So it creates some conflict there with family stuff.
I gotta ask.
Mm-hmm.
So this new album that you're working on.
Okay.
What's the name for it, man?
I don't have a
You
name.
don't have a name yet?
No, I haven't thought that
Are you
far.
gonna-
I don't even have 10 songs to go on this album. It might be an EP,
There you
short for extended play, 5 songs or so.
Yeah.
Is it a continuation of the old album? You could name it like the same old story, the new story, or stories changed again.
I don't know yet. We'll find out.
This is exciting.
When's your next gig? Do you have one planned?
Not until May. If people want to follow our Facebook page or Instagram.
Little plug there.
Paint the town. Anyway,
Hit
the
the
story is our singer is pregnant. She'll be having a baby in March, so we are not gigging from now until May.
Are you excited to gig again after such a long break?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that'll do it.
I think that's
Any
good.
more questions?
Anything else?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Oh, what's your favorite chord on guitar?
Favorite chord?
Yeah.
You're putting me on the spot right now.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, because out of context, some chords just don't work. Here, I'll change it. Lydian mode. So it's like, let's take an F major 7 chord.
Okay.
So you're playing all the notes that are in the key of C, but you base everything off of an F chord, and you get what's called Lydian mode. It has a really cool atmospheric sound to it, and maybe sometime I can give you guys a recording of a Lydian mode, or we can link something. I don't know.
Okay, I'll do some looking.
Major 7s.
Major
I like
7s.
major 7s.
Yeah.
7 majors, minors. Music.
Who doesn't love music?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, you better get out of here. You got a flight to catch.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me bring my own Brody.
/detention/
Bring your own Brody.
Slash whatever Joey thinks of that week.
Yeah. BYOB. Bring your own Brody.
What's the code for
lemon apple pie?
Lemon apple? No, we should name it. What was the chord that you talk about? The
F major 7 chord.
No, the Lydian mode.
Oh, Lydian.
That's the code.
Okay,
the Lydian mode.
Put it in the comments or write on Mr. Ruffhead's whiteboard when you see this.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.